What's up everyone, it's Ben from the Vinyl Jukebox and I'm back again with another Recent Finds video. But before we get started, please be sure to leave a like and a comment below this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Alright, so I have 9 vinyl pickups to show you guys today and one very special pickup to show you at the very end. But yeah, didn't do too much record shopping this month. With all the holiday shopping and all that, it took up a lot of my budget, but still found time to pick up some really great titles. So first I'm going to show you guys some records that I picked up at a record show that I went to a couple weeks ago. Now this record show was at a local brewery, the Captain Lawrence Brewery in Elmsford, New York. Fantastic beer. I don't remember them ever having a record show at the brewery, so when I saw that it was announced, I just had to be there. And surprisingly, they had a lot of vendors there, found some really cool stuff, and got to have some beer at the very end. So first off here, a pickup from that show, I have the Rolling Stones, December's Children. Now I really needed this for my collection. I did not have it. A lot of these 60s albums I'm missing for my collection, so I've been trying to pick them up one by one lately. And this was a really nice copy. I found this in a $5 bin, and surprisingly, you know, the jacket in phenomenal condition. No rips or anything. A lot of the stuff in that bin was in pretty rough condition, but this was probably one of the best records I found in there. And yeah, so Blue Label London, stereo copy, great to add to the collection. All right, next up from the same bin, I found another hole in my collection. That is the Rolling Stones Now. Another 60s album that I didn't have, another Blue Label stereo. This one, jacket's a little rough, meaning it just has a little tear there, but otherwise it's fine. And I forgot to mention the vinyl sounds awesome. I mean, they're pretty much in VG Plus to near mint condition, which is really what matters. All right, next up, we have from the same bin, and I picked up a lot from this $5 bin. They had some real heat in that $5 bin. This is Buster Poindexter. This is a phenomenal, fun party album. If you don't know Buster Poindexter, this is David Johansen from the New York Dolls. He did this project in the mid to late 80s, and Hot 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 was his big single off the album. And this is just a fun party album. I didn't have it in my collection. I actually had never listened to the album in full, but I figured since it was in the $5 bin, I mean, I couldn't go wrong. And it was a fun album. It was a fun listen to go through. And definitely if you're a New York Dolls fan, I would give it a listen, even though you might be turned off at the fact that it's kind of a party album. It's got a lot of different kinds of music on it. I would say some more swingy stuff or some more party type stuff, or like Hot Hot Hot, you know, just basically a dance song. But it was fun and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I picked it up. All right, next up from the same $5 bin, we have the Beatles, Beatles again. This compilation I didn't have in my collection, and as you probably have seen from videos past, I'm trying to beef up my Beatles collection lately. It's a Apple label, and this was in great condition, great sounding album, and you know, another hole in my collection that I definitely wanted to fill. And why not? I mean, when are you going to find a Beatles album in great condition for $5? I mean, never happens. All right, next up, last one from that $5 bin, and a really cool pickup, Black Sabbath's Paranoid. This is an original green label copy, US press. Now, I did have a copy of Black Sabbath's Paranoid. I have the Super Deluxe box set that came out a couple years ago, but I didn't have an original copy. And even though this one, the cover's kind of a little ripped up and not too great, the vinyl looks and sounds incredible. But yeah, the cover's very worn, but the record sounds great, and I wanted an original copy for my collection anyway. I figure it's a nice placeholder copy until maybe I could find another one that's in better condition. Or at the very least, vinyl's great, so if I could find one with a nice cover and a destroyed vinyl, I could just swap the records. So I know it's cheating. Some view that as cheating in the record community, but you know, I don't really care. All right, next up, and this was a Goodwill find. So I've been having a lot of really good luck at one of my Goodwills, one of my local Goodwills lately. They've had some really cool jazz records lately and some cool rock records. This album I didn't have in my collection. This is Angel Clare from Art Garfunkel, and really cool album. I love Art Garfunkel's voice. I didn't know that Jerry Garcia actually plays on this, J.J. Cale, Paul Simon actually plays on this, so a lot of big names on this album, and I really liked it, and this might kind of start a Simon and Garfunkel kick for me. Who knows, but definitely a cool pickup from Goodwill for sure, and it was in great condition, and it actually included, and I'm not going to open it up completely, but it included the poster. Now, I haven't done much research on this, so I don't know how rare that poster is to have with the record. It probably isn't at all, but maybe I'll update you in the next video if it is. But, you know, it's cool when they come with those inner components for sure. All right, next up, another Goodwill find. This is Ella Sings Gershwin, and I picked this up because I love Ella Fitzgerald's voice. Really cool that it also includes Duke Ellington playing on this record. So a really great sounding record, and really great hearing Ella doing those George Gershwin songs. So fantastic stuff. And next up, these are some more jazz finds from a local record store that I pick up a lot of stuff from. This was a big find for me. Tenor Madness from the Sonny Rollins Quartet. And let me just read this lineup. Red Garland, Paul Chambers, Philly Joe Jones, John Coltrane. I mean, come on. Prestige, original Prestige. Well, depending on your definition of original, I did look this up. This was a second press of the album, so it came out about a year after the original press did. Let me just give you guys a closer look at the label there. Original Prestige label. And it has RVG and the Dead Wax. And just really cool pickup. This album sounds phenomenal. Phenomenal. I had never heard this before I picked it up, but I saw the lineup and I saw that it was an original Prestige, and I just had to pick it up. All right, last for the vinyl pickups. Another one from that local record store that I was just talking about. This is Africa Brass, John Coltrane. This is a mono copy. I believe this is also a second press. This is a original Impulse with RVG and the Dead Wax as well. This one, the condition is a little rougher. It's a little noisy, but you can still hear it really well. And, you know, this is a phenomenal album, and it does get loud at times, so you can hear over that surface noise. But just a really cool pickup. I got these records for really good prices, I have to say. And it's just always nice getting those original jazz albums. All right, last find that I'm going to show you guys, and I told you it was something different. Now, last weekend I saw the Blackcrowes at the Capitol Theater in Port Chester. It was their second night of a 2-night run, and I've been trying to see them for the past few years. One circumstance happened where I had tickets to see them at Jones Beach. It was before the new album. They were playing their first album, Shake Your Moneymaker, in full. And long story short, COVID happened and the show got rescheduled, but it was a date where I also had tickets to see Guns N' Roses. And as you guys know, my favorite band is Guns N' Roses. So I ended up seeing Guns N' Roses over the Blackcrowes. And I've missed them each time that they've been around since. So the opportunity was presented to me to go to the show, and I was super excited to go. So yeah, we went the second night, and it was just an amazing show. It was, you know, and I said this on my Instagram post, so definitely follow me on Instagram and see the videos from the show for sure. I got some really great shots. I was right up close. But rock and roll was alive and well that night. I mean, they played a great set full of songs from their new album, full of their hit songs, some deep tracks. And from what I've heard about the Blackcrowes, they do a different set list every night. So if you look back, their set lists have not been the same for this whole tour. Certainly different from the night before, and they don't care. They'll play covers over some of their hits. I mean, they left out some big ones like what did they leave out? Twice as Hard they left out. They left out She Talks to Angels, but they still played other big ones like Remedy and Jealous Again. So it was just a great show, and they were jamming, they were having a good time. Chris Robinson sounded amazing. The sound was a little rough at first, but it got better later on through the show. I find that consistent issue with the Capitol Theater. It seems like sometimes it takes a little bit for the sound guys to get adjusted. I don't know why that happens, but it seems to happen each time I go there. But other than that, it's a phenomenal, beautiful venue. So I saw the Blackcrowes there. They were awesome. But anyway, so I picked this up at the show. And as you guys know, I collect concert posters, the lithographs. And this one was just too cool to pass up. So it was not a lithograph for just that show. It's more of like a tour lithograph. But you could see it's got the foil on it. It's got each tour date. Happiness Bastards tour, the reprise. This is just an awesome poster. And I was so happy to pick it up. And yeah, I gotta find a great place to put it on my wall. My ever shrinking space in here, I might have to expand to outside of the music room, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, there you have it. Those are my recent pickups. And let me know in the comments below, what have you picked up recently? What were your last pickups before the new year? This is probably going to be my last video before the new year, everybody. So I wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. Great stuff coming for the channel at the very beginning of the year. So make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you turn on those notifications, because trust me, you will not want to miss this. We've got some great new things coming, some great changes for the channel, and I will post a channel update video very, very soon going over all of those changes for you guys. All right, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time.